Hello everyone, we are Sora Park, Hajin Lim, and Junal Lee. Today, I'm going to present our paper, Some Hope, Many Despair, Experiences of the Normalization within Online Dating Among Queer Women in a Closed Society. Recently, online dating technology has expanded its role to mediate a variety of social interactions, not just confined to dating. Especially for LGBTQ plus people, it could provide secure places to connect with others, explore their identities, and belong to various LGBTQ plus communities. With these profound roles, online dating technology has been widely utilized for intimate queer interactions. To clarify, the term queer in this study is referred as a comprehensive way to describe all sexualities which do not align with binary gender norms. Besides, queerness beyond sexuality can be expanded as a departure from hegemonic norms, predominantly heteronormativity in this context. With non-conforming practices and characteristics in diverse facets of queer lives, queerness can trouble the normalization of such hegemony. In this context, the normalization encompasses idealizing process of something as the only acceptable standards while regulating abnormal deviance to conform to specific norms. In this study, we aim to explore how queerness can be normalized within queer women's interactions through online dating technology. Prior work from queer and interdisciplinary studies has explored how queerness unfolds in these communities' social interactions. For instance, a part of study delved into non-standard characteristics of queer intimacy, such as improvisation with a limited sexual and romantic desire. It is important to express the strangeness and heterogeneity within queer presentations, not to overshadow non-normative way of lives. However, the broad use of online dating technology has potentially transformed queerness as articulating queer users' practices and desires in a particular way. The impact of online dating technology thus influences the broader dynamics of queer communities. However, related research has predominantly examined queer men's experiences within Western context. This leaves a gap in understanding the experiences of non-Western queer women, especially given the unique socio-historical context of each local communities. In Korea, for example, still many queer women face significant isolation and exclusions in the closet due to the prevailing collectivist norm. Lacking of queer networks make dating apps the most predominant channels for their social experiences. Such conservative circumstance provides a profound opportunity to explore how this technology shapes queerness under potentially oppressive sociocultural conditions. To this end, we conducted a qualitative interview study with 17 queer women who had experienced queer interaction through dating applications. Participants were recruited through anonymous online communities and dating apps for Korean queer women with thorough privacy measures. Through semi-structured interviews, we collected ample narratives about online dating technology's role in participant life experiences. Specifically, we asked prior queer interaction experiences before online dating and their present app usage practices, discussing perceived opportunities and challenges. In our study, we found that participants had already saw social interactions through various physical and digital channels before online dating. Despite a variety of channels, queer networking remained limited in South Korea, leading them to view online dating platforms with optimistic expectations. In particular, participants had expected to engage with others who shared a mutual queerness, eliminating the burden of sexuality guessing. Further, participants had anticipated dating apps to enhance their accessibility to real-time interactions with women from diverse backgrounds. Within these expanded networks, participants had desired to casually socialize with others without specifying their relational intentions. Contrary to their initial expectations, however, our participants encountered a highly normative environment after entering the dating platforms. For example, upon initially entering the dating apps, participants realized that other users displayed their preferred role and physical touch on profiles according to heteronormative sexual roles with slangs like only givers and only receivers. Often, this role was linked with one's appearance attributes like hair length and body type, which created a stereotypical expectation within the platform. For instance, short haired individuals were expected to perform masculine behaviors and traditionally male roles in sex. If short haired women preferred typically feminine fashion or behaviors, they could face ignorance and regulations from other users. There is also a normative hierarchy between such categories. The example is the prioritization of normal style against obvious butchy. Normal style women who look like heterosexual women with long hair were strongly preferred, while obvious butchy women without such typically feminine traits were commonly disregarded. Some participants pointed out the visual attributes oriented nature of dating technology as the reason of the hierarchical categorization. Users are made to judge whether they engage with others based on profile photos or predefined categories of their height, body shape, eye, and hair color. These categories limited the richness of language in describing one's personality and life histories, while solely emphasizing their visual attractiveness. Consequently, participants found themselves commonly conditioning self and others according to normative appearance-based categories, and the degree adhering to stereotypical femininity expressions decided their acceptability. Our study also found that participants often encounter difficulties in building profound connections since they frequently experience certain ignorance or blocking in communications, which called ghosting. This abrupt end made participants to feel restless and urged, as if they had to speed up each casual encounter into a clear and committed form of relationships, not to be disconnected. Therefore, participants found themselves compelled to develop romantic desire even before reaching a sufficient understanding of their interpersonal compatibility. If no romantic potential was perceived, they made quick judgment to end the connection and explore other matches. Such romance-oriented atmosphere let participants how to develop profound relationships and explore diverse forms of queer intimacy. Participants primarily attributed the reason for online dating's fleeting nature to its binary swiping interface, which made their evaluation on others' profile or appearance so routine and easy. Further, terms including like, dislike, or matching reinforced the idea that these judgments were linked to romantic pursuit. As a result, this design nudged participants initially broad and open-ended intentions toward romantic engagement, limiting other types of relationships. Eventually, participants typically blame themselves for their inability to establish meaningful relationships, leading them to leave online dating platforms. Regarding community experience, many participants felt that there is a homogeneous standard of acceptable queerness within online dating platforms as it relates to specific identities and sexualities. Certain subgroups of the community were considered as abnormal, leading to being rejected and excluded. A notable one is a bisexuality. One of my participants who identified as a bisexual recounted hate speech she experienced during online dating regarding her bisexualities. Likewise, some participants noted that transgender individuals also face exclusions. As part of the entry process, users are prompted to verify their womanhood, by submitting facial selfies to the applications. In this process, users who did not conform to the app inspector's arbitrary standards of feminine appearance encounter restrictions in accessing the platform. This arbitrary screening mechanism is so random as to amplify participants' security concerns. Among a total of 70 participants, 6 said that they had experienced sexual harassment from infiltrators through dating apps, who turned out to be male individuals, but falsely presented themselves as male to female transgender. Such risky experiences were circulated through various online and offline channels as a word of mouth, creating a collective core for enhancing biological sex-based sex specifications for more lost entry barrier. The perceived vulnerability of the platform's security justified their exclusionary claim. Consequently, the platform norms and atmosphere evolved to favor only cisgender women, marginalizing individuals with heterogeneous identities. Overall, our findings revealed that online dating technology systematically normalized participant practices, desires, and values in queer interactions. This environment hindered participants to explore non-normative aspects of queer interactions, violating their initial expectations of inclusive interactions with diverse people. To understand how and why such normalization occurred, we examined the nuanced interplay between the technological design of online dating apps and the sociocultural context where these queer women in South Korea are situated in. For a strict categorization of sexuality based on normative gender expressions, we explored the impact of foreign exchange crisis in Korean society in the late 1990s. Within the collapse of natural economy, many queer individuals left queer communities and were reincorporated into their kinship family to preserve their stability in life. Prior work highlighted that the enhancement of family system marginalized individual expression of queerness, which could threat their survival by challenging their normative family order. This shift continues in contemporary queer communities in Korea, forming strong discomfort with revealing queerness. In this context, dating apps' emphasis on visual attributes can allow users to easily filter out those who deviate from normative femininity presentation. This observation aligns with prior research indicating that dating app created connotative assumption with gender and specific body type. Romance-centric intimacy also become normal in online dating, which may be influenced by conventional Korean family-oriented norms. Historically in Korea, interpersonal intimacy has been promoted for the sake of heterosexual marriage and family formation. Therefore, other forms of social bonding have been disregarded as incomplete and temporary ones. As such, even though participants initially expected diverse connections through dating apps, they felt obligated to pursue romance-oriented relationships, especially when the interpersonal connection in dating apps was fleeting. And the swiping interface urged their anxiety by diminishing commitment in encounters and made the connection fragile. It deprived of opportunities to explore diverse forms of queer intimacy. Lastly, we also highlighted that relatively underrepresented identities were excluded within dating platforms. This phenomenon reflect the conventional defensive strategy of the Korean queer women's communities, concealing themselves in hidden spaces and blocking seemingly heterogeneous individuals. To identify strangers, they have emphasized the shared identity among approved community members. And this approach has been marginalized certain members who do not align with the majority common aspects in terms of gender and sexual orientations. Aligning with this historical emphasis, we identified online dating also become exclusive to women with female bodies solely interested in women. The normalization of cis-centric lesbianism was justified and fueled by the perceived laxity of apps security. While our findings may not fully encompass the variety of queer women beyond our participant demographic scopes, we offered some significant contributions to HCA research on queerness and technology's impact on its normalization. Thank you.